Hello boys and girls, welcome to grade 5 social studies. I am Mrs. Parvati Kanai. Today our topic is drugs. We are going to discuss the difference between legal and illegal drugs, some legal drugs that are harmful. What did we learn in our last lesson? In our last lesson we learned what are illegal drugs, names of some illegal drugs, effects of using illegal drugs. Remember, always say no to drugs. Homework. Did you do your homework? Here is mine. I did mine. 3 consequences of using illegal drugs are: it may damage your brain, lung, and other organs. A child may get low grades. So if you're a high flyer, you were accustomed to getting first or maybe 90%. If that child starts using drugs, then your grades, your percentage will go down. The use of illegal drugs may damage your relationships. We are doing great. Let's continue. Here is our picture of some legal and illegal drugs. Can you identify the drugs in the picture? Here we have the names of the drugs that were identified. They were, please read with me, Aleve, cough syrup, cocaine, marijuana, Advil, and heroin. These are the names of some drugs, and they are the names of the drugs that we saw in the picture just now. Do you know that we can group these drugs? What do you notice about these drugs, the drugs that we just saw in the picture? I have noticed that we have both legal and illegal drugs in the group. Can we group them? Let's group them. We have one group is going to be legal drugs, and we have another group with illegal drugs. Let's name the legal drugs. They are Aleve, cough syrup, Advil. And the illegal drugs are cocaine, marijuana, heroin. Helpful and harmful drugs. Do you know that some drugs are helpful and some are harmful? Let's read what are legal drugs. A legal drug is a drug which is lawful to use. A legal drug, you have permission to use legal drugs, so it is legal. All right, you have permission, you can use that. Did you know that legal drugs are helpful drugs? Yes, legal drugs are helpful drugs and they make us feel better. Legal drugs are also called medicine. So when you are not feeling well and your parents, the drug that they give you to use to feel better, you call it medicine. And we have illegal drugs, which are harmful. Okay, illegal drugs are drugs which are harmful. Here we have pictures of some form of medicines that we use. We have capsule, then we have the pill. Another name for the pill is tablet. Then we have liquid medicine like the cough syrup that you may drink if you are coughing. Then you have ointment. If you have like a rash, your mommy may rub you down with the ointment. Then you have the one that nobody likes but have to take if we are really ill, and that one is the injection. All right, remember I said the last time I don't like injections. What happens to our bodies when we take medicine? Let's find out. When we are unwell or sick, another word for unwell is sick, we take medicine either in the form of pill, tablet, capsule, liquid medicine, or injection. The medicine we take mixes with fluids in the stomach. Remember, when you swallow this medicine, it goes down into our stomach. It later enters your bloodstream and arrives at the place that hurts or causes your sickness. Now, when we take this capsule or whatever form of medicine we take, when we swallow it, it goes down into our stomach, then it goes to the part of our body that is making us unwell. The medicine then helps your body to fight the germ and make you well again. All right? So when we are unwell and we take medicines, it makes us better again. Overdose of legal drugs. Now remember, we said that legal drugs are drugs that we have permission to use. Now we can also overdose or overuse, and this can be dangerous for us. Let's find out. Note, if we take more medicine that the doctor prescribed or the required dosage, it is called an overdose. Remember, the doctor prescribes medicine. And if the doctor says to take 1 tablet or 1 teaspoonful, and we go take more than that, then it is called an overdose because we took more than we were supposed to. This can cause us to become sicker or even die. Yes, people do die from an overdose of drugs or medication. It is important not to take medication which has been prescribed for someone else. So let's say if you are not feeling well and then you have another sibling or your parents that would have had medication for something similar to what you are going through or what is happening to you, you should not take that person's medicine, okay? You should go to the doctor. You should not take medicine that is not prescribed for you. Legal drugs that are harmful. Did you know that there are some legal drugs sold over the counter that are harmful? Remember, legal drugs are drugs that we have permission to use. And over-the-counter drugs, we do not need a prescription. We go to the drugstore, pharmacy, or wherever they are selling, and we buy those. But there are some that are legal, but it is harmful. Can we see the picture we have there? It's the image of cigarette and alcohol. Do you think anybody need a prescription for those? No. But they're being sold in shops everywhere. Story time. Let's listen to our story today. Mr. Thompson, who works as a laborer, has a wife and 2 children. When he gets paid on Saturdays, he goes to the rum shop with his friends and imbibes in alcohol. Imbibe in alcohol means he goes there and he drinks alcohol. He goes home very drunk, intoxicated. Another word for drunk is intoxicated. Mr. Thompson also smokes cigarettes. Whenever he goes home drunk, he abuses his wife. Maybe he beats her or he curses her. All those are forms of abuse. Soon he became very ill. He was taken to the doctor. To his horror, the doctor told him that both his liver and lungs were damaged due to his excessive drinking of alcohol and smoking of cigarettes. Because he was smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol until he became drunk, he became very sick, right? It caused damage to his lungs and liver. What have we learned from the story? We have learned that although alcohol and cigarettes are legal drugs and are sold over the counter, They are harmful and can make you get sick. And your family members suffers from neglect and abuse. So when someone takes alcohol and cigarettes, you can become sick and also your family suffers. Recap of today's lesson. We have learned the difference between legal drugs, medicine, and illegal drugs. Medicine can be harmful and cause death if we overdose. Some legal drugs that are sold over the counter are harmful. Homework. What are legal drugs? Number 1 for your homework. What are legal drugs? Number 2, name 2 drugs that are legal but harmful. Number 2, name 2 drugs that are legal but harmful. Number 3, state 2 things that can happen if a person overdoses. Number 2, state 2 things that can happen if a person overdoses. Okay, bye. See you next time. Remember, say no to drugs, do not take drugs that belong to someone else, and legal drugs can also be harmful. See you.